In the vast and wondrous tapestry of the natural world, we are often drawn to creatures that appear soft, endearing, and perhaps even cuddly. Our instincts tell us to approach, to admire, to connect. But nature, in its infinite complexity, is a master of deception. What seems innocent can conceal a potent and dangerous secret. A gentle touch, a moment of curiosity, could be a grave mistake, for behind a charming facade may lie a formidable defense mechanism, evolved over millennia for the sole purpose of survival. This world is filled with such paradoxes. There are fiery furballs whose spines deliver excruciating pain, and newts with sinister superpowers, their skin secreting toxins potent enough to stop a human heart. We find acid-spraying arachnids that can melt flesh and tiny insects whose bite can lead to a lifetime of suffering. These are not monsters from fiction, but real inhabitants of our planet, a stark reminder that beauty and danger can be two sides of the same coin. Understanding them is not about fear, but about respect for the intricate and sometimes brutal rules of the wild. So, prepare yourselves. We are about to venture into the shadows, where cuteness is a camouflage for peril. We'll uncover the hidden threats that lurk in plain sight, from the deserts to our very own homes. Get your safety gloves on, as we take a look at some of the most dangerous animals that you should never ever touch. Our journey begins in the arid landscapes of the Americas, under the cloak of darkness. Here, a creature of ancient lineage emerges from its burrow. It is known as the vinegaroon, or whip scorpion. Despite its arachnid heritage, it is neither a true scorpion nor a spider. It is something else entirely, a living relic from a bygone era. Its formidable appearance, with heavy grasping pincers and a long whip-like tail, is a clear warning that this is not a creature to be trifled with. The vinegaroon moves with a deliberate, almost menacing gait. Its dark, flattened body allows it to squeeze into tight crevices beneath rocks and logs, where it lies in wait for unsuspecting prey. Insects, millipedes, and even small vertebrates fall victim to its powerful pedipalps, which crush and immobilize with surprising force. It is a patient hunter, relying on vibrations in the ground, detected by its sensitive legs, to pinpoint the location of its next meal. Its movements are a silent ballet of predation, but it is not the pincers that grant the vinegaroon its most infamous reputation. The true danger lies in its tail. When threatened, this remarkable creature can aim its slender whip with astonishing accuracy. From a gland at the base of this appendage, it unleashes a finely aimed spray. This is no mere water. It is a concentrated concoction of acetic and caprylic acid. The smell is overwhelmingly pungent, exactly like strong vinegar, which is how it earned its name. This acidic spray is a formidable chemical weapon. On contact with skin, it causes immediate and intense chemical burns. The sensation is one of searing pain as the acid begins to eat away at the tissue. If it strikes the eyes or respiratory tract of a predator or an unwary human, the consequences are far more severe. The delicate membranes can be severely damaged, leading to temporary blindness and excruciating pain. It's a defense mechanism designed not just to deter, but to punish. For smaller animals, the effect is devastating. The acid can dissolve the waxy exoskeleton of insects or cause severe debilitating burns on the sensitive noses of coyotes or raccoons that might dare to disturb it. For humans, while not typically lethal, the encounter is one to be avoided at all costs. The burns can lead to painful, slow-healing ulcerations and a permanent scar, a lasting reminder of the vinegaroon's potent and acidic fury. This creature teaches us a vital lesson. In the wild, the most sophisticated weapons are not always fangs or claws. Sometimes, they're brewed in a gland and delivered with pinpoint chemical precision. The vinegaroon is a master of chemical warfare, a dark and mysterious arachnid that commands respect through the sheer power of its acidic defense, a silent but painful deterrent to any who would cross its path. We now move from the dry desert floor to the tranquil, sun-dappled waters of freshwater ponds and streams around the world. Here, amidst the lily pads and reeds, lurks an insect of intimidating proportions. This is the giant water bug, a true titan of its kind, often reaching lengths of over 4 inches. Known colloquially as the toe biter, its name alone serves as a stark and painful warning to any who might wade carelessly into its domain. Its appearance is that of a science fiction nightmare. A flattened, leaf-shaped body provides excellent camouflage amongst the aquatic vegetation. At its front, it possesses a set of powerful raptorial forelegs, perfectly adapted for seizing and holding struggling prey. But its most fearsome tool is the sharp, piercing rostrum, a beak-like mouthpart that it uses to inject a potent cocktail of digestive enzymes into its victims. This is not a simple bite. It is a prelude to a gruesome, external digestion. The giant waterbug is an apex predator in its miniature world, an ambush hunter of incredible ferocity. It can take down prey many times its own size, a testament to the efficacy of its venomous saliva. Fish, amphibians, and even small water snakes are not safe from its deadly embrace. Once injected, the enzymes liquefy the prey's internal tissues, allowing the bug to suck out the resulting nutrient-rich slurry, leaving behind little more than an empty husk. One of the most curious aspects of their biology involves the males. In many species, the female lays her eggs directly onto the male's back. He is then tasked with carrying this precious cargo, sometimes over 100 eggs, until they hatch. This parental devotion makes him look like a strange, bumpy leaf floating in the water, a fatal misidentification for anyone who might reach down to touch it. This act of care makes the male particularly aggressive, as he must protect his future offspring from any perceived threat. The encounter for a human is unforgettable and intensely painful. The bite from its rostrum is considered one of the most painful that can be delivered by any insect. The injected enzymes cause immediate, localized tissue damage, resulting in a burning, throbbing sensation that can last for hours. The wound swells dramatically, and the pain is often described as feeling like being shot. It is a defensive measure that ensures even large animals will think twice before disturbing it again. So, the next time you find yourself by a quiet pond, remember the bugbear that may be lurking just beneath the surface. That innocent-looking leaf might just be a protective father carrying the next generation of formidable predators. The giant water bug is a powerful reminder that in nature, size is no guarantee of safety, and even the calmest waters can hide a source of excruciating pain. Our focus now shifts to a much smaller, almost invisible threat, found in the warm, sandy soils of tropical and subtropical regions. This is the chigo flea, or jigger, a minuscule insect that poses a disproportionately large danger. Unlike its more common relatives that simply bite and leave, the female jigger has a far more insidious life strategy. She is not a temporary visitor. She seeks a permanent home within the flesh of her host. The primary targets are the feet of mammals, including humans, particularly those who walk barefoot in contaminated areas. The unsuspecting victim feels nothing more than a minor itch as the tiny fertilized female flea begins her invasion. Using her powerful mouthparts, she burrows headfirst into the skin, typically under the toenails, between the toes, or on the sole of the foot. Once embedded, she leaves only the tip of her abdomen exposed to the outside world for breathing and defecation. Safely ensconced within the host's tissue, the jigger flea begins to feed on blood from nearby vessels. This nourishment fuels a grotesque transformation. Over the next 2 weeks, her abdomen swells dramatically with developing eggs, growing to the size of a pea. She becomes a living biological time bomb, a pearly white sphere of eggs encased in inflamed, irritated flesh. The site becomes a painful, itchy lesion, known as a tungiasis lesion. The real danger often begins here. The lesion is intensely itchy, and the host's scratching can break the skin, creating an open wound. The exposed tip of the flea's abdomen is a gateway for opportunistic bacteria. Secondary infections like tetanus or gangrene can set in, leading to severe complications. The pressure from the swelling flea can cause intense pain, making it difficult to walk, and the body's inflammatory response creates further discomfort and tissue damage. As the flea matures, she will eventually expel her hundreds of eggs onto the ground where they will hatch and continue the cycle. After laying her brood, the female flea dies, but her body remains embedded in the host's foot. The dead tissue and the decaying flea become a focus for severe infection. If multiple fleas infest the same foot, the damage can be catastrophic, leading to disfigurement and chronic pain. In the most severe and untreated cases, the repeated infections and tissue damage can be so extensive that they necessitate the amputation of toes or even larger parts of the foot. This tiny, almost unnoticeable insect, through its horrifying reproductive cycle, can cause life-altering disability. The jigger flea is a chilling example of how the smallest of creatures can inflict the most profound and lasting harm. Our final subject is an insect that operates under the cover of night, an uninvited guest with a macabre nickname. It is known as the kissing bug, a member of the assassin bug family. It earned this name not from affection, but from its sinister habit of biting sleeping humans around the soft tissues of their faces, particularly the lips and eyes. This seemingly gentle kiss is the first step in a chain of events that can lead to a devastating, lifelong illness. Attracted by the warmth and the carbon dioxide we exhale, the kissing bug emerges from its hiding places, cracks in walls, thatched roofs, or piles of wood, while its victims are sound asleep. It lands silently and uses its sharp proboscis to pierce the skin and feed on blood. The bite itself is often painless, as the bug's saliva contains an anesthetic, ensuring its host does not wake up and interrupt its meal. It is what happens next that makes this insect so dangerous. While feeding, or immediately after, the kissing bug often defecates on the person's skin near the site of the bite. This fecal matter is teeming with a microscopic parasite called Trypanosoma cruzi. The bite area may become itchy, and when the sleeping person instinctively scratches or rubs their face, they unwittingly transport the parasite-laden feces directly into the open wound or into mucous membranes like the eyes or mouth. Once inside the bloodstream, the Trypanosoma cruzi parasite begins its devastating work, initiating the acute phase of what is known as Chagas disease. This initial stage can be symptom-free or cause mild, flu-like symptoms such as fever, fatigue, and swelling at the bite site. Many people recover from this phase without ever knowing they were infected. However, the parasites do not disappear. They remain hidden in the body, entering a chronic, indeterminate phase that can last for decades. Years or even decades later, the disease can re-emerge in its final chronic phase for about a third of infected individuals. The parasites, which have been silently multiplying in the body's tissues, begin to cause severe and irreversible damage to internal organs. The most common and serious complications involve the heart, where the infection can lead to an enlarged heart, arrhythmias, and ultimately, heart failure. The digestive system can also be severely affected, leading to an enlarged esophagus or colon, causing difficulties with eating and digestion. There is no cure for chronic Chagas disease. Treatments can manage symptoms, but the damage done to the organs is permanent. This kiss in the night is not a fleeting moment, but the delivery of a lifelong silent affliction, a slow-motion disease that can eventually lead to catastrophic health failure. We have journeyed from the arid deserts to the placid ponds, from the dusty ground beneath our feet to the very beds in which we sleep. Our expedition has revealed a fundamental truth of the natural world. Danger does not always announce itself with a roar or a show of fangs. It can arrive as a whisper-quiet spray of acid, the gentle touch of a camouflaged insect, the imperceptible burrowing of a flea, or a painless kiss in the dead of night. These creatures are not evil. They are masters of survival, armed with unique and formidable tools. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of the intricate and often invisible web of life and death that surrounds us. The vinegaroon's acid, the water bug's enzymes, the jigger's burrowing, and the kissing bug's parasite are all products of millions of years of evolution. They are testaments to the incredible and sometimes terrifying ways life adapts to endure. Our fascination with the animal kingdom must always be tempered with a deep and abiding respect for the power these animals wield. As we go about our lives, let us carry this knowledge with us. Let it inform our curiosity and guide our interactions with the wild, whether it's in a remote jungle or our own backyard. By understanding these hidden dangers, we do not learn to fear nature, but rather to appreciate its complexity more profoundly. For in every creature, no matter how small or seemingly innocuous, there is a story of survival waiting to be told, a lesson in the delicate balance between beauty and peril.